Today, I will share how you can make more money by leaving that soul-sucking 9 to 5 job. Yep, you heard that right. If you've been feeling stuck, exhausted, or just plain miserable in your career, this might be the sign you've been waiting for. Let's dive into the 5 big signs it's time to quit your job. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end. Number 1. You dread going to work. We all had those days. The alarm rings and you can drag yourself out of the bed. But if this happens every morning, it's more than a rough Monday. It's a sign. If you're spending your Sundays in a state of doom, worrying about work week ahead, something is wrong. Think about it. Life is too short to spend most of it feeling stressed and unhappy. If you are only living for the weekends, that's not living. It's surviving. And surviving is not worth the 8 hours a day you spend at work. When you are in a job that drains you mentally, it splits over into your health, sleep, and your mood. You are not eating right. You are constantly stressed. That's no way to live. If you are constantly dreading going to work, it's time for a change. You deserve to be in a job that brings you joy and doesn't make you miserable. If you come home exhausted every day, it's not normal. You owe it to yourself to seek a job that makes you feel alive. Number 2, you are not learning or growing. An old saying goes, learning is like sailing against the current. If you are not moving forward, you're getting left behind. Now, let's apply it to your job. If you are not learning anything new or feeling inspired, so what is the point? You are trading your precious time for something that doesn't add value to your life. In an ideal job, you should feel like you are growing. Maybe you are picking up new skills, expanding your network, or gaining knowledge that will help you in the future. But if you are just doing the same task day in and day out, you are stuck in a loop. You are not improving. And when you are not improving, you are wasting time. The time you could be spending on something that moves you forward. Let's be honest. A lot of people stay in jobs because they have outgrown because of the fear. Fear of unknown, fear of failure, fear of leaving the comfort of a steady paycheck. But here is the truth. Staying in a job without growing is riskier. Why? Because the world is constantly changing. Industries evolve, skills become obsolete, and if you are not keeping up, you are getting left behind. You might say, but I need to pay the bills. That's totally valid. But here's the thing, you can still pay the bills and get a job that helps you grow. If you are just going through the motions every day, it's a waste of your potential. And a waste of time. Life is about progress and growth. If your job isn't helping you, it's holding you back. Just ask yourself, if there are any field where you can see growth opportunities? Are you learning new skills? Are you surrounded by people who inspire and push you to improve? If not, it's time to consider your options. Life is too precious to spend it in a dead-end job where you feel stuck. Remember, you always have a choice. Start looking for ways to grow in your current job or find another one that challenges you. Don't let your career to become stagnant. You deserve to be where you learn, grow, and feel fulfilled. Number 3. Burnout is your constant companion. Here is a big one. If you are burning out regularly, that's a huge red flag. It's one thing to work few late nights here and there, but if you are constantly working overtime, sacrificing weekends, and still feeling awful, that's a problem. Burnout doesn't just affect you at work, it seeps into every part of your life. It messes with your health, your sleep, and even your relationship. When was the last time you spent quality time with family or friends? If you can't remember, you're in burnout zone. Let's dig bigger. Burnout comes in many forms. Maybe you are constantly exhausted. even after a whole night's asleep. Perhaps you lost interest in hobbies that you used to love. You find yourself more irritable, snapping at people over small things. Or maybe you're experiencing physical symptoms like headaches, stomach issues, or weight changes. These are all signs that your job is affecting you more deeply. And let's be honest, no amount of money is worth destroying your health and sanity. Working 7 days a week with no rest isn't sustainable. Sure, some jobs demand long hours, and that's okay if you genuinely enjoy it. But if you are grinding away, hating every minute, it's time to rethink things. The longer you stay in a situation that burns you out, the worse it gets. You might think, I can handle it, I'll get better. But do you really think it will happen? If nothing changes, then burnout will be neither. You are risking your long-term health for a job that doesn't care about your well-being. Here's a harsh reality. Burnout doesn't magically go away. It builds up until it affects your mental, physical, or even personal relationship. Suppose you are in a job that constantly leaves you feeling drained and miserable. In that case, it's time to seriously consider if it's worth it. Is this job worth sacrificing your happiness, health, and a peace of mind? If the answer is no, it's time to start planning your exit strategy. Number 4. Your workplace is the toxic mess. A toxic work culture is no joke. It affects your mental health, your physical health, and even your job performance. You know that feeling when you are walking on eggshells around your boss, or when your coworkers are gossiping and spreading away negativity. Yes, that's not normal. A toxic work environment can make you dread going to work. It makes you anxious, irritable, and downright unhappy. You can't change a toxic workplace by yourself. Toxicity usually runs deep and often starts at the top. It's not your job to fix it. You might think, I'll just ignore the negativity. But let's be honest, it's not that simple. A toxic environment seeps into every aspect of your work life. It affects your performance, your motivation, and your overall happiness. When you are constantly surrounded by negativity, it's nearly impossible to stay positive and focused. When the workplace is toxic, it's nearly impossible to thrive. Your motivation goes out in the window. Your productivity drops. And guess what? Your relationship outside of work suffer too. You become more stressed and take the stress out on the people around you. If your work environment is toxic and affecting your peace of mind, it's time to consider leaving. You deserve to be in a place where you can grow, thrive, and feel respected. Don't settle for a job that makes you miserable. It's not worth it. A toxic job can ruin your self-esteem, health, and overall happiness. If you are constantly disrespected, undervalued, or mistreated in your job, that's a big red flag. It's time to start considering healthier options where your talent and your effort are appreciated. Number 5. You want to pivot to something new. This is a biggie. Sometimes it's not about the job being bad. It's about wanting to pursue something else. Maybe you've accomplished what you set out to do. Or maybe you got a better offer. Or you just want a new challenge. Changes can be scary. Leaving behind what familiar is never easy. But sometimes you need to step out of your comfort zone to grow. There is a Chinese proverb that goes, when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Have you ever been dreaming of starting your own business? Or driving into a creative project you've always been passionate about, but fear keep holding you back? What if I fail? What if I regret it? These are typical questions. But here's some thoughts. What if you succeed? What if this change is exactly what you need to unlock your full potential? It's about taking risks to pursue something that aligns with your potential. If you've been thinking about making a big change, don't ignore it. It's a sign that you are ready for something more. Yes, it's doubting. Yes, it's uncertain. But it could be the best decision you ever make. And if you're worrying about leaving your current job behind, remember this. Everyone is replaceable. The company will keep running without you. So, make decisions for yourself, not for others. Your life is yours to live. Not your bosses, not your companies. Your dream matters. Maybe you need to build up some savings first, or maybe you need to explore new skills or new job markets. The point is to start taking steps towards a future that makes you happier and more fulfilled, because you deserve that. Check out our previous videos here, where we share even more ways to hustle and make money. The Talking team is cooking up fresh content for you every day, so subscribe and smash that like button. Together, let's reach new heights.